Hello and welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to Feral Ladies. This will be quite the feral episode, and we are so looking forward to being with you today in our ferality. So I will,
Ooh, good word. Good
yeah,
word.
buddy, just make it up. So let's introduce ourselves. I'm Marisa Wolf. I write science fiction and fantasy. You're going to hear a little bit about that throughout, I'm sure. I have a lot of opinions with a capital O, and I'm excited to talk to you. Fellow co-hosts, would you like to introduce yourselves?
I would. First, I would like to comment on the brilliance of your introduction. Like, so many layers of meaning going on there. Yeah. Opinions. Okay. Capital O opinions. Hi, I'm Kacey Ezell. I write emotionally charged adventure, fantasy, and science fiction, and I'm super proud of that tagline. I worked real hard on it, so
Rightly
thanks
so.
for enjoying it every time. I also have opinions and capital O's. So cheers.
Very nice. Well, I'm Melissa Olthoff. I write sci-fi and fantasy. There is always romance, which
Is that Olthoff with a capital O?
Usually.
A capital O. And with that romance, I mean, I feel like that is super relevant to what we're going to talk about tonight, because I also have so many opinions.
Yeah. It's opinionated ladies, you guys.
Yeah.
Our capital O's, because we're also very happily married ladies. And that should give you the tenor for our conversation. So I like to say that I write science fiction and fantasy that ends in hope, whether or not these circumstances along the way indicate there will be hope in the end. But, there's nothing wrong with a happy ending. And that is my transition to what we were talking about today. As you may know, Romantasy has been dominating charts, dominating conversation, and with anything very popular and profitable, there is pushback in some circles. And so we're gonna talk about all the things. We're gonna talk about Romantasy, why it's so fun, where maybe some of this pushback is coming from. Why our opinions are capital O, all the things. So yeah, ladies, where would you like to jump in?
Again, so many layers of meaning with the pushback and the.
I do my best.
Yeah, wow, that's what they all say. That's what they all said.
Just keep thinking.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be a very innuendo-filled conversation. You are all welcome, internet.
You're welcome for the fillings.
No, all right. Here's where we start. All right. Yeah, I've decided. I don't know. I'm getting bossy. Just roll with it. Let's define Romantasy. Good girl. Let's define Romantasy as a subgenre or a genre or whatever. And I'll start. Okay. So in Kacey's headcanon, which is a lovely place to be. You're all welcome to come join me there. Romantasy is a romance novel that has fantasy elements that are critical to the plot. But because it is a romance novel, that means that the central question at the heart of the story that must be answered within the story is, will these people get together and live happily ever after, or happily ever for now? Or won't they, right? And so any other like problems that they solve along the way all serve to advance that question of, are they going to get together or are they not going to get together? Yeah. Whereas oftentimes Romantasy gets kind of conflated or confused with like a fantasy book that has romantic subplots. I'm going on record right now as saying the difference lies in the story question. Okay. If the main story question is, are they going to get together or are they not going to get together, then it's a Romantasy. If the main story question is, are they going to save the world, or are they going to save themselves, or are they going to, defeat the evil sorcerer dude, then it is a fantasy that has a romantic subplot, which is not new. let me just point that out too. I mean, there's a long storied history, Tolkien notwithstanding, of romantic subplots in fantasy. So there you go.
There was
That's my definition.
there were some off-screen romance. I mean, Sam ended up married with many children.
Many.
That involves things, and Aragorn.
Yeah.
So Eowyn. I mean,
Eowyn and Faramir.
Yeah,
they're my favorite. They're my favorite Tolkien ship. I got to be honest.
Pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. So Kacey, me, and Heather Hollow actually spent quite a lot of time discussing this at MarsCon back in January in Virginia Beach, and we all definitely agreed that it's that central story question. It's like, does the plot hang together if you take out the romance? If it doesn't, it's a romantasy. That is the primary focus, is the romance between the two characters, or three if you've got a triangle, or if it's why choose. If you can take out that romantic subplot and still have a story, then it's a fantasy romance. But something that both share outside of just the standard fantasy elements, whether it's dragon riders or fae or fairies or werewolves or whatever, or magic, it's just there tends to be, they're not cozy. Like romantasy usually isn't cozy. It's got some epic stakes to it that aren't just about the romance. It might be intertwined. It should be intertwined and integral to the plot, but it's epic in scope and in the whole. It's not just the will they, won't they that you get with a romance. It's the will they, won't they, and will they survive, and will they save the world, and will they rescue the dragon? I don't know, but it's fun and it's exciting, and it has drawn in so many new readers, and I'm super excited about that aspect of it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, yeah, the only things I would really add, so I'm not going to add any genre definitions because these ladies rocked it. I would add, it is meant to be a book to take over your life. It is meant to be an escape. It is meant to be something that is bringing people joy, even as it rips its heart out, which is something the three of us know a little bit about. And there's a reason people are going feral over it. So many reasons, but it is meant to be that escape. I mean, for years I have been seeing people post like, hey, overachiever eldest daughters, with XYZ thing going on, like, how's your fairy smut era going? Like,
yeah.
Going quite well, thank you.
And to be clear, it's also not new. I mean, oh gosh, my brain just totally blanked. But the woman who wrote Interview with a Vampire, Anne Rice, thank you.
Yeah.
She was doing some fairy tale retellings, rated XXX, a long time ago.
The Beauty series.
That taught me things I was not ready to know, my loves. But anyway, beauty of books. But I mean, these things, they've been going on. Fantasy romance has been a thing for a long time. So the thing I would add about the definition is, one, it is not new. I love how popular and mainstream the conversation is about it, because so many people are saying, I got back into reading because of this, or I just started reading because of this. And beloveds, we want people to read. That is amazing. You want to read smut? Love it. You want to read fantasy? Love it. You want to read deep treatises about past world wars? Love it. Just read. If you were discouraged someone from reading, you are incorrect. But that is one of my capital O opinions. We can come back to later.
No, yes, I agree with everything that you're saying. And the other thing too is that I find so fascinating is the ways in which Romantasy fans are really sort of shaping the market, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not just in terms of which stories that they're supporting and taking viral on Book Talk and on Bookstagram and on BookTube, basically any social media, just plug book on front of
media.
it. Yeah, exactly. But not just that though, right? Like, yes, that's part of it in terms of shaping the market, but also think about the physical, the medium of the stories. those sprayed edges.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
The special edition, like hardcovers.
Yeah.
There's a whole section on Kickstarter of yeah, we have an example here. But there is a whole section on Kickstarter that is just authors who are doing these amazing, beautiful special editions of their work, because this audience, specifically the Romantasy audience, really got that started, got that push for that. Like, yes, let's get these, let's celebrate these books as physical objects of art as well as you know, objects of literary art, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I find that fascinating.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. That, by the way, was Red Winter by Annette Marie. She is one of my favorite indie authors, and that's my comfort read. We're going to talk about that on another episode, but I love how many times have we seen in all the various Facebook groups of people posting like, hey ladies, I bought this awesome book because it was just so gorgeous. Do you know anything about it? Is it good? Like, they bought it simply because of the aesthetic and it matched the genre that they were interested in. They're like, hey, I got opinions. Tell me more, right?
Tell me more.
I love that.
Although my very favorite is when they're like, I bought these 5 beautiful books. Which one should I read first and why? I'm like, I love you so much, reader. I love you. Like, yes.
Yes. Also, please take a look at my beautiful books.
I also do. Yeah, that's the thing. So Melissa made this point, and I will sketch it out so she can build on it. But when I was growing up, it was embarrassing to tell people that you read science fiction and fantasy, or people wanted it to be embarrassing. I wasn't embarrassed. But it was a thing where like literary people looked down upon it. Melissa, do you want to share your point, and then I'll come back as an English major?
This is one of my capital O opinions. Capital O. So in the past couple months of going to cons and just talking with people and being online and doing all the things, like, I have noticed a trend that I am not a fan of, because how many times did literary, readers look down on genre readers? Sci-fi, snobs. Okay. I cannot stand snobbery, because why are you yucking somebody's yum, right? Why is it okay to bash people that like sci-fi and fantasy? It's not, because we all love it, right? But then with the Romantasy stuff, like, I get people have always looked down on romance, but now we have sci-fi and fantasy folks bashing Romantasy readers and Romantasy in general. Like, I know we all hate it. I'm like, I don't. I love it.
Yeah.
Right? And I dislike the trend a lot, because why are we bashing like this whole giant new group of readers who not just love romance, but love the fantasy aspect.
Love the fantasy. Yes.
Fantasy. Like,
that's, my stepmother, who is a voracious reader, and she like went, the last time I went home to my dad's house and stayed at their house, she was like, hey, have you read Fourth Wing? And I had not read it at that time. And I was like, no, I haven't, but it's on my TBR. What do you think? Because I've heard mixed reviews of it, right? Because I had, right? I heard a lot of people were like, yes, I love it, it's fantastic. And other people were like, it's not that good, it's just a lot of smut, right? And she was like, she goes, I loved it. I've never read anything like that. Like, and I was like, really? I was like, was it? I was like, I told her what I had heard. And my stepmother and I have a very interesting relationship. Like, she married my dad when I was already an adult and married with kids. So, so we're, she's kind of like one of my girlfriends, really. So I was like, oh, is it the smut? And she's like, I mean, no, not really. She's like, the smut is fine. Like, the sex is fine. It's, the romance is a beautiful romance or whatever. That tension was really cool. She goes, but the best part was the dragons. And I was like, oh girl, you want to talk dragons?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this, and my point being that not only is Romantasy, it functions in a lot of ways as a gateway drug, right? It's bringing people in to love the world of fantasy, to love the world of speculative fiction and genre fiction, and that's like, how is that bad for us? How?
It's not bad for anybody. Yeah.
That's literally the definition of the rising tide, right?
Jesus.
Like, more readers, more dollars. Come on, guys. It's simple capitalism.
Right. We love that. So 2 things. One, as an English major at big old state school, it was about 50-50, and professors who were like, okay, right, but don't waste my time with genre. And then 50% of the time who are like, oh yeah, do what you want, genre, great. So I will never get bored of this quote. And I go, if you are not yet familiar with Terry Pratchett, you're so welcome. Please go read everything.
Yeah.
And one of the things I also love is anytime I see quotes from him come up, because he was an incredibly intelligent, empathetic man. He was a studier of humanity, and that comes real clear through this book.
And he was so good at the one-liner. So good at the zinger.
So in this one interview, this one was about 1996, and somebody was like, "Oh, well, fantasy. It's a crappy genre. It's certainly regarded as less than serious fiction." And his sigh was so big, the interviewer included it in the notes. So parentheses, sigh. Without a shadow of a doubt, the first fiction ever recounted was fantasy. Guys sitting around the campfire, telling each other stories about the gods who made lightning, stuff like that. They didn't tell each other literary stories. They did not complain about the difficulties of male menopause while being a junior lecturer on some Midwestern college campus. Fantasy is without a shadow of a doubt the literature, the spring from which all other literature has flown. There's more, and it's beautiful. But we are 16 minutes in. Go fuck yourself. Don't be serious. If you want to be serious, we can be serious. Do you want to talk about humanity was built on stories and how it was built on imagination? And the only reason we are here, beyond our drive for survival, is our ability to tell stories to bring each other together for survival. Do you want to talk about that? Because we can.
Or the why the Jungian archetypes of the lovers show up so often in every single story in so many different incarnations. There's a reason, right? This is love and sex and connection is a integral part of the human experience.
This is lizard brain shit, you guys. This is survival. So you want to be serious, we can be serious. Also, dragons are fucking fun. And anyone who wants to tell me they're not can go jump off a cliff. So without a dragon, good luck. So
romance haters, I'm sorry, but do you not like love and fucking? Because why? Why are we hating on this in stories? Because it makes it more real and makes the characters
also, how the hell do you think you got here? Somebody fucked somebody.
Look, some people need therapy about that, and that's fine. But here's the thing, guys and girls, people. That was a gender agnostic guys. That was my New England returning.
Cheers.
Y'all. Anything that brings more joy in the world, full stop, is a win. Whatever that happy ending might be, however you're getting it, get it. Step 1. Step 2, like Kacey said, people are finding the joy in reading again because of these romantasy books. And that is gorgeous. You will never get me to think that is a bad thing. That is amazing. And I am so grateful. And I'd say I'm about half and half on the romantasy books I've read. Half of them I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And half I'm like, all right, that's a thing I read. But to be fair, that's how I'm feeling about most genres these days.
Every genre is a mixed bag. There's no genre where it's like, oh my God, everything is just amazing. Come on, guys.
If it's literary fiction, capital L, capital F, we're talking 90-10. And that 10% is the percent I'm going to like. So the odds are way better in romantasy, you guys.
Well, because, and it's what's relatable, right? Okay, is it relatable that, I am out hunting in the forest and I, to feed my destitute family that used to be rich but lost everything.
Gosh,
I shoot a wolf through the eye And turns out it was actually a Fey warrior, and now I'm completely screwed.
Oops.
No,
Literally
that's
and
not
figuratively.
realistic. Yeah,
In all the ways possible.
yeah. You're welcome, Akatar.
So good.
No, that's not realistic. However, is the idea of struggling to feed my family and being willing to do whatever it takes relatable? Fuck yeah, that's relatable, right? Is the idea of I'm falling in love with this person, but this person is turning out not to be who I think they are relatable? Yes, that's fucking relatable, right? Is the idea of there is this oppressive power that is, harming these people that seem so powerful to me, and somehow, like, how am I supposed to deal with that? Relatable? Yeah. I mean, it's relatable to me. I don't know about y'all. Maybe y'all are living in a different reality than me, but
Congrats.
it's this idea of these are themes that resonate with people, and here's the key part: allow them to play the theme out in a way that gives them hope, in a way that makes them feel like, okay, it is going to be okay, and in a way that offers escape from those same themes in real life. Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Well,
So
and another thing that tends to play out in these stories that I love, that all three of us tend to emphasize in our own writing, is that concept of found family. Whether
connection
characters, right? Whether these characters are coming from a solid family foundation, spoiler, most of them aren't, right? Like, we can all relate to like that one sibling, or like that stepmother that isn't quite as awesome as Kacey's, or
Mine's
just
wonderful.
mine is pretty freaking awesome too, right? Like,
yeah.
But we can all relate to like having issues with your actual related, by blood family, and growing up and finding like your chosen family. Like, that is a strong theme in Romantasy, and I love that part because I echo it too in my own writing. And I think it's something we're all really good at, and that resonates with a lot of people and are in a lot of stories.
Oh, let me brag about you guys for a second.
Okay.
So speaking of, another thing that I really love about this is how easily you can strike up conversation with people. So recently, for reasons we will not go into, I was in a hospital last week. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But I was chit-chatting with the nurses, and we 100% lost track of time because we were talking about books, and specifically Romantasy books. And one of the nurses was like, "Oh man, here's the thing. Like, I loved this book and I loved the sequel, or I liked the sequel, and I'm struggling with the third book. I want more of the world. I want more of the fantasy." And I was like, "Oh, is that something you're curious about? Because let me tell you about some of my friends." So I was like, so if you really like the dragon aspect and the like training for war and the stakes and all of that, let me tell you about Rise from Ruin by Marisa Olthoff. It's coming out in June. It's available. It was not available as an e-arc, but I was pulling up the cover and showing her. And I was like, and here's what she does so well. And so you guys probably know, but I'm going to brag anyway. So it's the relationships and the character development. It's an Air Force vet talking about air war training. Go figure, in very civilian terms. It's gorgeous. It's such a good story. It's so beautiful. It's going to break your heart. And if you're the kind of book reader who really likes to be hurt, we got you, baby. We'll take care of you afterwards.
We believe in aftercare.
There's even aftercare. So it's so good. And she's like, "Okay, that sounds great." And I was like, "Oh, also, there's a slow burn." And she was like, "Yeah, okay." I'm immediately writing it down.
Say less, fam. Say less.
She was like, "I'm good." I was like, "Okay, cool." There's no sex on the page, so like this isn't like the smut side. This is the fantasy side, but the romance is real and it's slow burn. And I was like, and if you really like, the tension and the building of relationships between people, let me tell you about Kacey Ezell's Mayflight that comes out in May and is available for e-arc. She ordered it, BT dubs, you guys. She was it was so great.
That's awesome.
She came by with her phone and she was like, and I was like, so, if you've ever had this feeling of you're not good enough and everyone tells you that you're not good enough, this is a story of when somebody finally stops believing that. And also 3 hot dudes are in love with her. And she was like, "Oh my God, yes, this is amazing." But like, they're not like instantly in love with her. It makes sense in the stakes of the world, in this incredibly deeply detailed, amazing world that you're gonna want to sink into, that Kacey has created. So if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, because as both these ladies have said, romance is a part of life, my loves. Like, and if it's not a part of yours, get it vicariously, and maybe help yourself get to a place where it can be a part of yours, because don't be lonely. Let's find the joy. Anyway, so both of these books, so good. I don't know how to point on StreamYard. But the other two people here, this is the gesture I'll use now for that. But just incredibly well done. So, yeah, I every time I do it, it's fine. It sounds me.
We're doing so great.
Fine, but these books are that. So if you want the stronger world building around it, where the relationships still matter, even if they aren't the central stakes of the plot, you're gonna want these books. You're gonna go feral over them. So anyway,
going feral. It's so interesting that you use that phrase. It is so weird, because we have all these feral readers that are, I don't know, feral for fantasy, and man, has Bane been doing that so well for such a long time.
Yeah.
Man, fantasy romance is a thing. Like, can we talk about some of the things that we have loved over time?
Old school fantasy romances.
Yeah. Because Bane has been doing this a long time, and they're not the only ones, of course. But
so I'll start. Guy Gavriel Kay is one of my absolute favorite fantasy authors. He's a Canadian, I think, and I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head who publishes his books, but he's got multiple series, right? He usually does, like, I think his first series was the Fiona Var series, and it was a trilogy. And it was kind of like a portal fantasy a little bit, where, it's like a group of college kids from a university, like they travel to sort of this world of Fiona Var that you come to find out is like the genesis of all fantasy archetypes, basically. And they have this epic fantasy adventure, and there is love, and there is heartbreak, and there is and it's sweeping in scope, and it is beautiful, and I loved it, right? And then he did he did a bunch of other books too, that were, one of the things that he did that I thought was really cool is that in each of his fantasy novels, at some point the characters mention some version of Fiona Var, although the name changes every time, where, in one world it's Finavir, and in another word it's Finyar or whatever.
But I love that.
Yeah, but it's like, that was the first world. That was the world where all things started. But my favorite series by him is actually a duology, and it's called Sailing to Sarantium. And no, that's the first book, is Sailing to Sarantium. Which is, it's a reference to Yeats's Sailing to Byzantium, right? So it's like an alternate take, a fantasy take on the Byzantine Empire, and the again, sweeping scope, like deep politics, Byzantine politics, you might even say. It's so good, and the relationships. And there are more than one. Like there are heartbreaking relationships all the time in this thing. And you're in this like sweeping story. It's just chef's kiss good. But that's Kay's writing. Like he does not shy away from the fact that love and romance and connection is an essential part of the human experience. So
I love that.
I have always been a fan of Mercedes Lackey. I discovered her at the same time as I discovered Anne McCaffrey. Like, I mean, no wonder that I'm obsessed with Dragons and Griffins, both because the Black Griffin was the first Mercedes Lackey book and Larry Dixon books that I ever read. But I love how romance is always like a part of her stories, whether we're talking Valdemar or like the Elvin Bane series that she did with Andre Norton.
Oh, I love those books.
Right? Like, I love them so much. I have to do a reread. She also did like some fairy tale retellings in the Fairy Godmother series. And I just love the romantic aspect of those, while it was still like, it was literally romantasy, right? Just not under that name. Like, those are some of my favorites. I love them so much.
Did you ever read It's her Elemental series. And I think it actually did come out from Bane, but it was like the Fire Witch or something. Fire. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. No, the Fire Rose. Yeah. And it's like, it is 100% a romantasy, 100%, because the story question is this woman going to get together with this guy who is like, it's kind of a Beauty and the Beast retelling a little bit. But it's set in San Francisco in 1906, which, if you know anything about history, might ring a bell because there was like a fire. Shit.
That one is
a little bit, yeah.
I think it is from Bane.
It's Bane, and it's on my TBR. My Bane TBR.
Your Bane TBR.
Nice.
But yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful story, and it's a romantasy per our definition, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It reminded me of, these were also Bane books. I'm almost positive, the Mercedes Lackey's Bardic Voices books.
Yes.
I remember falling real hard for those ones. So this one's actually sci-fi romance, so we're a little off track, but I remember being like, oh my goodness. Anne McCaffrey's Restoree. Holy shit. I love that one. I did have to go. It's been a while. My books are in storage, so I have not done my yearly adjacent reread in a while. So I had to go relook up the characters' names. But so it's Sarah and Harlan. In the face of like horror and having to survive and some like pretty intense loss and things, there is this like really beautiful love story. And it is absolutely, again, if you want to be real serious about it, like a reminder of how people survive. And part of it is you find connection and love. And partnership. And it was really well done. I mean, I read it for the first time as a teenager who had no idea what it was like to fall in love, and would not for many a year afterwards. But I loved it. And it really stuck with me. It was the first thing I thought of when we were talking about this, was Restoree.
I feel like I fell in love a bunch as a teenager, but it was always with fictional characters, right? Like,
fair, yeah.
You know, and mostly from science fiction and fantasy novels, right? So like, for example, if I say, don't leave me alone, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Cry in the night.
The cry, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, like, that was, those are core memories.
Yeah. You know, yes, fair. Yeah, fair.
Which just leads to Marisa's point about like, this is a good thing, guys. It is a good thing that, you know, more people are reading, period. There's a good thing that more people are reading. But we as fantasy lovers and as fantasy writers, and I would extend that even to science fiction, right? Because the two genres are so interrelated.
Yeah.
It is a good thing if more people are reading romantasy, because it's the gateway drug. People get hungry for the idea of connecting with other people in strange and terrifying environments. People get hungry for the idea of connecting with a huge, powerful beast that, you know, loves you intimately. I mean, dear God, I have patterned my entire life after the goal of being a dragon rider, right? Like, right? You know, it is. So if more people, you know, if Rebecca Yaros's Fourth Wing series, or you know, the
ACOTAR, all of
Sarah Moss's Sarah Moss's ACOTAR or Throne of Glass series, if that's what brings people into fantasy and shows people that, like, this is, you know, these worlds wait for you, like there's joy here to be had, there is, like, you know. And here's my turn of getting you know, kind of snooty and pretentious here, but I honestly think that desiring that kind of like soul deep partnership of like a dragon rider bond from reading Anne McCaffrey when I was a child has really made me, and I am 100% not joking here, has made me a better wife and a better partner for my husband, right? and which has in turn made him a better partner for me. So our partnership, our soul deep bond is stronger because I know that that's what I want, right? Like that is what I crave in my person who is my designated zombie apocalypse survival partner, right? Like it's like I need someone who's going to have my back at all times, and in order to do that, I need to be that kind of person. And in order to do that, we need to communicate. And I mean, it spirals. And I'm not saying that like go read ACOTAR, it's going to save your marriage by itself. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying,
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
That, right, is that there is joy to be found. There is joy to be found, and that joy can lead you to self-knowledge and can lead you to stronger relationships in your real life.
Yeah.
Well, and to play off that, like how many times have we heard somebody say, reading this book saved my life?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Unironically, meant it wholeheartedly. We've all read like that one book or handful of books that we just read them at the right time and they helped. And that's a beautiful thing, whether you're talking about, some sci-fi awesomeness with dragon riders or fantasy with dragon riders or fairies, or I don't care so long as what you read, you experience joy and heartbreak and this whole range of emotions and it helps you get through some dark times. Yeah. Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
That is the joy of reading.
Yeah. If the world insists on being dark and full of terrors, find some shit to light it up. Like, find things that you'll enjoy. I read, a Romantasy book I read somewhat recently that I really, really liked was super world building heavy. And that's actually why I read it. It was in one of the Romantasy paranormal romance, I don't know, one of those groups on Facebook. And I just saw it come up over and over. And I had seen the cover in maybe an airport bookstore. And I was like, oh, it's beautiful. People keep talking about it. And it was a pretty even split of like, ooh, this world building maybe was too much for me, or I had no idea what was going on, but I was into it. And I was like, I had no idea what was going on, but I was into it. Okay, I'm into it. Let's try it. So it's called When the Moon Hatched.
Oh, yes.
I did not expect to love it. And it was, I expected to like it, but I loved it. And it was long. And I, sometimes don't sleep because I'm a lady of a certain age. Sleep is sometimes hard to find. But I read that book in maybe 3 nights, I think. And I was bummed that the second book isn't coming out until next year, but it's coming out next year. Like, how spoiled are we?
Yeah.
But it is so heavy on the world building, and it does not hold your hand. It's like, come on, baby birds, come with me. And you are dragged through. And I have seen a bunch of readers after reading it have said like, I want more like this. I didn't think I would, but I do. And there's maybe like 2, there is not a ton of smut in it, and it's perfectly lovely when it happens, and it actually fits in the book, which is not always true. Like it builds naturally, as you will, climax. But I don't think that's the draw for anybody in that book. The relationship relationship at the center of that book is really well done. Like I would like to follow the other viewpoint character for a book, if I may. But
so something that I would like to bring up. So I tried to read that book, and she's not wrong. Marisa is absolutely correct. Like there's literally like an index at the front, and there's like definitions.
Oh, I skipped like it was so bold.
I read through all that. I'm like, what? I don't know if I have the brain for this. And it turned out at the time I did not have the brain for it. But this is the power of people talking about something that they like. Because now I'm going to go give it another shot because Marisa loved it. And I love Marisa and I love her opinions. But this is the cool thing about readers talking. Like, well, crap, I gotta go read this again, right?
Yeah. I really liked it. I am excited for the second, but like I want to spend more time in that world, which is one of the highest compliments I can pay.
Yeah.
And so if that had been my entry point back into reading, I'd probably been like, what do I have to study? Is there a quiz? Like what's going on? But it's not. I'm genre savvy. I paged through I did not even read the index. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Maybe I was about to say.
Yeah, I was like, I'll figure it out. And there were definitely times I was like, will I figure it out?
It's an index that you can like page back and look and be like, oh, okay. Or if you're on your Kindle app, you know, if you scroll backwards, it'll hold your place for you.
That's the secret. So I am still very much a hard copy book person, but living in the RV for several years has made me a full convert to ebooks.
Yeah.
I don't page back. I don't have the patience. I get so angry if I have to page back more than 2 pages. I'm like, I'm out. No, absolutely not.
No, you scroll. There's a little scroll bar.
No, I hate it. I refuse. This is also why
absolutely not.
This is my life. This is true. I understand it's so dumb, but I love reading on the Kindle so much. But there are some books like Jen Lyon's. I can't remember something of Gods maybe, but she had all these really fun footnotes. I couldn't read on the Kindle because I was so annoyed going to and the footnotes were amazing, so I couldn't just skip them. So I had to get them in hard copy. Sanderson's Way of Kings books, they're too long. I can't read that in the Kindle because like I'll get somewhere and I'll be like, what happened in that chapter? I don't know. I'm not going back to find out. So I have to have it in hard copy. And I did not have When the Moon Hatched in hard copy. So I was like, that index is dead to me. We're just gonna wing it, find out what we find out at the end. And it worked out. She's great. I will look up the author just to give a shout out. Although she's selling great. I don't think she needs my help, but I'm gonna look it up.
While you do that,
Sarah A. Parker. Yeah. Thank you.
Because I have this tab open on my phone, so I can go re-download the book.
Yeah.
Let's talk about smut.
Let's talk about smut.
It's the 800-pound elephant in the room. That's me mixing a fuck ton of metaphors, but there you go.
It's the 6'9" gentleman with the long
shadow daddy.
In the room. Yeah.
The tragic past.
The 6'9" shadow daddy, shadow daddy
with
tragic past and bat wings, you know.
The rest of the world can burn. He only loves you.
That's right.
I mean, it's the Black Stallion thing, like that
Morally
dangerous
gray
warrior type where you know he is just a total badass to everybody else, but he's soft for you.
Except
for where it counts.
It's the attraction of knowing that like this incredibly violent force is all at your disposal to protect you and keep you safe. You know, like that's I don't hate smut. I don't always read the smut. I'll be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I often do. But there are times. There have literally been times when I am like so into like the plot of the story and the world building and stuff that I'm like, oh, okay, cool, we're fucking. Okay, all right. Oh, okay, we're still fucking. Okay, all right, fuck. Yep. Fuck. Okay, good. Back to stuff. You know, like which you know,
good for you guys.
One of my favorite Romantasy series, and I might get some flack for this because I don't know that the author markets it this way. But it is a reverse harem. It is a why choose romance, and it 100% has. You know what I'm talking about, Melissa.
I do.
It 100% has fantasy elements that are integral to the plot, right? Of are these people going to get together or are they not? And it is it's the Witchwood Boys series by C.M. Stunich. It is so beautiful, so beautifully done. And there, girls, when I tell you there is smut, the
spice level is off the charts, but the story integrates with it so well.
So beautifully. And there are in-story reasons for some of the smut, right? For like a large portion of it. And like to the point where you're like seriously reading about bodily fluids in baked goods. Yeah, I said what I said. And it makes perfect sense within the world building. And it is funny and it is irreverent and it is beautiful and it is haunting and it is dark in some ways, but it is also really silly, like, but not silly, but like snarky silly.
It is a very, very good series, and
it's fantastically done.
Legions of readers are desperately waiting for her to finish edits on book 4 as of right now. So
here's the drama, right? Is that book 4 was supposed to come out March 8th. but then the author and her wife, who is also her editor and her cover artist, both like got like that flu that's been going around.
Oh no! Oh
So
no!
they haven't been able to finish it. So on her like fan group on Facebook, everyone's like,
Blue man.
I can't wait. You know, like I don't want to ask when is it gonna come out because I know you guys are sick and I just want you to be better. But also
I need it.
You're killing me here. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally dying because there is death at the cliffhanger,
spoilers.
and like you know, like I am dying at this cliffhanger. Yeah. So yeah,
That's awesome.
it's fantastic. The first 3 books are out. 4th book any day now. Any day now.
Any day.
And when Melissa and I drop off the face of the earth, you will know,
We'll know why.
that it has come out.
It's a good morning.
I also understand that no matter how long this book may be, we will probably finish it fairly quickly. So you might not even notice that we've disappeared.
Right to the capital O.
I stayed up all night, the night before a freaking convention, because I made the terrible, terrible mistake of starting that book that night because I was by myself in a hotel room in a city where like my family wasn't. I didn't have anybody to chat with.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this looks good.
So read.
We
Yeah.
were both in separate hotel rooms. This bitch comes downstairs to breakfast the next morning. She's like, God damn, CM student. And I'm like, what did you do? She's like, I didn't sleep because I was reading Witchwood Boys. I'm like, oh, I love that one. Let's chat.
The Witchwood Boys. Oh my God.
Are
the boys.
trending. The
Oh,
Witchwood Boys are trending is the title, but
Amazing.
yeah.
obviously we're
Yeah.
fangirling here. But I
I
mean,
love it.
this is a great example of where smut isn't just like, let me add a little bit of a sex scene
Right.
here to fit
Yeah.
into this genre.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
see that a lot where like you have a fantasy and like, oh, but Romantasy is selling and all these girls just love sex. So let me just slap a sex
Yeah.
scene here and there. And it,
Just slide it in. Yeah.
they don't slide it in with any kind of preparation. So it just
or finesse.
or finesse or and
There's
it
no
just
foreplay. Say it. Yeah.
work well.
So
Yeah.
I forgot until you guys were talking about this series, which I have written down, obviously. So I forgot. Okay. So here's the semi-quick version of Marisa's Guide to Romance. Experience in written, whatever. Here we are. So when I was a teenager, it was the lawless 80s and early 90s in which children wandered the streets until the streetlights came on. No
And
name.
God, some of the shit I read as a kid.
We've mentioned the Anne Rice books. I was way too young for those. But I was still way too young. But in middle school, my to be unnamed best friend and I would walk to her house after school, where her mother had shelves and shelves and shelves of Harlequin books. And we would read them because her mom wasn't home and we could. Yeah. And we would, that then became like, we would read the funny parts out loud. Those were the smutty parts, but we couldn't, like, we were like 12 and 13. We literally couldn't say like throbbing love, whatever the fuck. So any word that was a euphemism, we would euphemism as peach or peaches. And then we got to the point where we would just throw it in like, oh, he grabbed her peach as they walked down the street and it was hand. But like, so when peaches, the emoji became a butt thing, I was prepared. Anyway, so I was like, I don't really like romance. It's a little silly because I read it too young. And it just didn't do it. It just didn't do it for me. And then college, used bookstores because college. And this motherfucker picked up Cushiel's Dart by Jacqueline.
Oh my! I had every one of those right there. Like I'm looking at them right there.
They're all in storage.
Jacqueline Carey. Yeah.
Everything. Like, man.
So that's an excellent example of a book that is not a romantasy, right? No. Because the stakes and the story question is not, are they going to get together? The story question is, are they going to fucking survive?
But it's so good. And the actual smut of it all, which is detailed and extensive and of a flavor that is not my personal kink, but power to you. But it is intrinsic to the story. You can't actually have this story without it.
Right.
And it changed my entire opinion of how these books could work entirely. So I started broadening my horizons, if you will. But then I was teaching. I didn't have time to read for several years. But then Bridgerton came out, and I went
Y'all.
I devoured those books, and the number of times I kicked my little feet, just like because something cute or charming happened. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I would blush. Like, I mean, the actual show made me blush several times, and I'm a grown ass woman who has been happily married, capital O opinion, for a while. But there are times, like, it wasn't usually in the heat of the moment. Although sometimes in the books it was, but it's the way they, like, the intensity when they talk to each other.
Mhm.
That's the shit I want in the books. When the Moon Hatch did that really well.
tension.
Kushiel's Dart does that really well.
Yeah.
Bridgerton, the show, season 2, does that real well. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the intensity. You don't always
Mhm.
get that in stories, but you do with some good smut sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and it doesn't even
Gross.
necessarily have to be smut all the
No.
time either,
But
right? It can be literally just the tension. Like
Yes.
Melissa over here does this real well in like tiny little bite-sized bits, like little like breadcrumbs, because the romance in Rise from Ruin is a slow burn. So if you're not familiar with the term slow burn, it means like you're with these people and you watch as their feelings develop for each other, right? And it's not like love at first sight. It's like the complete opposite of that. It's the like, oh, I like you. Oh, I have feelings towards you. I'm not acting on them for one reason or another. And it's, but they're heightening in intensity because we're not acting on them, but also because of external factors and all of this kind of stuff. And so you get these like glimpses, these moments. And one of the things that Melissa does real well in this book that I freaking love when authors do this is like, you'll read it and you'll be like, you'll read like an exchange between the two characters and you'll be like, wait a minute. And you'll go back and you'll read it again. And you'll be like, was that
that's hot.
was that a thing?
Yeah.
Like, oh, was it, or was it? But and every time it gets like a little bit more, and it's just these little hints, things like I don't know, like the way his eyes linger, or the tone of his voice when he says something, or the tone of her voice when she says something, or and you have the character, the point of view character questioning too, which makes it all the better, right? Because you're along on that ride with her.
Yeah.
It's so good, so good.
Agreed.
All right, now that my face is bright red.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You guys, I need to bring up the world's sexiest drink of water. Because this is one of my favorite scenes that I have ever read. Full stop. Not one of Kacey Ezell's favorite. No, fuck that shit. This is one of my favorite, sexiest scenes I've ever read. And there is literally nothing overt that happens, but the tension, the looks, the way that this bitch wrote it, I'm like seriously, full up Bridgerton, fanning myself while I'm reading this, like on the couch at night, going like, thank God my children are in bed because my face is bright red. God damn, this is good. Like, I love.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Like,
that's a fun scene. I enjoyed writing that one. In fact, you know what? I'll tell you guys a secret. I was writing it, and because I had been, when I was, both of these ladies, in case you didn't know, both these ladies alpha read for me, right? We all alpha read for each other. So I was sending, Marisa was busy. You were writing, I think you were writing Valkyries. Like, maybe. You were like doing like 15,000 words a day, yeah. Right? So I was sending Melissa like every night. I was like, well, here's what I did today. And she would, come back with comments or whatever. And as I was writing that one, I was like, oh, she's gonna like this. Like, I wrote it for you. You're welcome.
I have told people more than once, like, when I'm talking about my girls and what they have coming out, I'm like, okay, guys, like Mage Light, I am the target audience for this book.
Yeah. You are, at least, yeah, definitely you are. For sure. But so am I, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that goes back to something that I say all the time. Like, I am my own first audience member. I write for myself because these are the stories. And I think that's true, you know,
how many
on a
times did I
certain
say
level
I write what I love
for
to
many
read?
of us. Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's talk about hot exes, Marisa.
Yes. I would love to talk about this certain character that she wrote, because again, I'm still the target audience here, and I was still very much kicking my feet, going, "Oh my god!" And then she said, "This is what this character would look like," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"New book boyfriend."
So we can have so many. So I think
why choose?
Why choose?
Yeah, why choose? I think this will be the first place that I talk about this out loud in real life, but it's on the schedule, so I can. So if you remember from the episode of Feral Ladies in which we talked about seasons and putting up big numbers and surging, I surged with a book called A Plague of Magic. That will, you guys are so cute. That will come out this September from Baen. I'm very excited about it. I will pepper more secrets out in the world. But in this book, these are not the points of the book, to be clear. Like the point of the book is the world is falling apart around our point of view character Seema, and it's her fault. So she's dealing with that. But in the meantime, she has a hot mob boss ex who you encounter a few times. And one of the scenes I wrote, and I will maybe hint at it later, closer to the release of September, just to keep your edging edged. So one of the scenes I wrote, I sent to these ladies, and I was like, "This is either amazing or I'm delusional. Like it's not just good. It either like quadruple check works, or I have gone batshit crazy because of how hard I've been working on this book. Please, if I'm delusional, please ground me in reality." And I think you guys liked it. I think you guys liked.
We loved it. I loved it. I was like, so as she was writing this book, I've already confessed to being a why choose girly, right? Like I am devoted to my husband. He is the only man for me. I am 100% monogamous.
Yes.
And yet I cannot get enough of these fucking books where the main female character has a harem of men who would burn the fucking world down for her. That's who I am as a reader. That's who I am as a person.
Yeah.
You know, do with that what you will. But so Marisa's writing this book, and Marisa is also super, super good at the tension, right? The
just a little bit.
And I don't want to give too much away because you've said so little about it, but the mob boss ex is not the first guy that Seema, the main character, has tension with in the story, right? And he doesn't even show up as much as that other individual does. Yeah. But when he does show up, I was like, fuck that other guy. I'm shipping these two. In fact, I think I texted her almost those exact words. I'm shipping these two for life, you know? Why choose? I don't know. I felt like choosing that day.
That was a day of choice. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I messaged her all caps, like, "This is my new book boyfriend. I will fight everybody for him. He is mine." That scene was, and we've talked about this before, right? Like sometimes we need a cheerleader, and sometimes we need, take the cheerleader hat off, put the badass writer editor hat on.
Real. Yeah.
And I read that scene and I was like, well, fuck, I need to step up my game because this is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Ooh,
thanks. You write dudes real well, girl.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
I know a few.
And I say that as someone who prides herself on her dudes.
Writing dudes very well, yeah.
I blame Pern bronze writers. That's where I
Girl, where did we practice?
That's
Fan
right.
fiction.
That's what I'm saying.
The many
That's what I'm
flavors
saying.
of femininity, of masculinity, and all the
Mhm.
stops in between.
Yep.
Man. So basically, we're saying if you are rabid and one single author cannot sustain you, we have so many options for you because
Yeah.
honestly, if you're not already feral for fantasy, don't you want to be?
I'm so
And
proud of you
see,
to say that
cut
first.
video. We're done.
Are you feral for fantasy? Do you want to be?
Do you want to be? Fucking love it.
All right, my turn. My turn.
Yeah,
You ready?
your turn.
All right. I'm gonna use my prop. Are you feral for fantasy? Do you want to be?
I love this new sound so much, y'all. Oh my god. One day I will be able to say it without cracking up afterwards.
Oh no, I crack up afterwards. It's you just got to hold it together during.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what she said.
And I'm gonna try sunglasses next time.
Oh, because then you can pull them down.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing for Casey's reel for the Mage Light.
Oh my god, amazing!
I can't wait to see it. That'd be awesome.
I feel like I have to learn the Angela Harkness wink. The like,
Oh, yeah.
get better at that. She does that so well.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's an hour somehow, you guys.
Oh my god.
So
She's practicing winking. It's fine.
I
much
love
for
these.
just-
I love doing these videos with you guys.
Me too.
So, peek behind the curtain. As we showed up here tonight, I was like, "Oh, I'm tired and my head hurts and I want to go to bed."
Yeah.
And then I spent an hour with my girls talking about romantasy and smut and fantasy and science fiction and why choose. And now I feel great. So,
Right?
thank you both. Thank you,
Rejuvenated.
internet.
The aftermath.
Yeah.
There.
Is there anything? I think we will maybe let's reiterate. If you want to be feral for fantasy, what should you keep an eye out for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So let's do it in order. So Casey.
Okay. So yes, if you want to be feral for fantasy, Mage Light comes out. It is available now in eARC at Bane.com. You can also pre-order it on Amazon right now. It will be out this May. I think May 3rd or 6th. I can never remember exactly which date. So Olive is feral for it. So
Nope, that was a much bigger dog.
Oh, that was Finn.
That was good.
Finn is feral for it.
It is absolutely feral for fantasy, you guys. You heard him.
Yeah, so it is again not a romantasy. It is a fantasy adventure that features a young woman who all her life has been told that she's not good enough, and she stops believing that that's true. So yeah,
And also 3 hot dudes are
and also 3 hot dudes.
Yeah.
So, since we all know you're feral for fantasy because you've stuck with us for this long in our awesome
Cheers.
podcast.
Yeah.
So,
Cheers.
June 3rd, this awesome book comes out, Rise from Ruin. Everybody wants to be a dragon rider, right? What happens when a prank goes wrong and you end up bonded to a griffin instead? Read it and find out.
It's so good.
Also, there's, like we said, there's slow burn because you know what? Sometimes it takes a little bit to realize that your best friend who becomes your ex-best friend for reasons is also really, really hot, and he's been there for you the whole time, and maybe he's not such a moron or an asshole. I don't know. You'll have to read to find out, but it is slow burn, and
Yeah.
things are not resolved between them on this book because, again, this is not like a romantasy. It is a adventure fantasy with post-apocalyptic, maybe a little bit of sci-fi elements to it, and is very much a save the world type of story.
Yeah. It's so good. And if you've ever been to a military academy, this one does it right. I mean, I'm sure this one would too if she tried, but this one right here.
I know my civilian
Speaking as a graduate of the United States Air Force Academy, your Tennyson Air Force Academy is entirely realistic.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I gave myself PTSD with some of those scenes. Like, oh, I remember this. to be clear, guys, I did not go to the academy. I went to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, which had at the time, I think the second largest Air Force ROTC detachment in the country. So we did a lot of similar things, but I also took the time to talk with Kacey. I talked with my husband, who also went to the academy, and I made sure that I got certain aspects that I could not have known correct. Also dragons and griffins.
Also dragons and griffins.
Everybody is hot because
everybody is hot.
Everybody's hot.
Yeah. And then, in September, Bain will have other amazing fantasy books for you. You should definitely go to bain.com and check them out. And there are other amazing fantasy books being published every day. I'm sure we will talk about them throughout. But in September, rumor has it there will be copies available at DragonCon. Maybe.
All three will be available.
But in September, the biggest score of Seema's life may lead to the destruction of everything that matters to her in a plague of magic. And there's a hot mob boss X. There is enemies to colleagues.
With tension. Colleagues with tension.
Yeah, let me not overpromise. Home dude, it's not even a spoiler. The second he meets her, he attempts to kill her. They flat out, no hesitation. So
for reasons. They
are not.
Yeah.
They aren't pretend enemies. They are enemies. And a plague of magic there in September. So in the meantime, you can check out our links. You can follow us on the social media. There will be a crap ton of feral fantasy ahead for us to talk about. Cackling, all the good stuff.
Lots of cackling.
All the things.
You can come see us at cons. We've talked about those before. Do you want to do a quick?
Sure.
Quick piece?
Yeah. So my next con,
late March. So start April, probably.
Okay. My next con will be Liberty Con in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and that'll be in June. And then I'll be a panelist at Lit RPG Con in Denver in July. So if you're into like game lit and stuff, you can go check that out. It's the first one actually, so I'm really interested to see. I'll let you guys know kind of how it goes. And then Dragon Con in Atlanta, Labor Day weekend, and I believe that's it for me this year. So yeah.
All right, since we're gonna be past March and my insanity,
do your March one. Do your
okay.
Yeah.
This will absolutely have already happened, but I am gonna go straight from my first solid week back in the office to driving out to Nashville this Saturday for confinements, hang out with some awesome Bane readers, and it's gonna be a great time. And then Mid-South Con is Memphis's home con for me, so we're gonna have that sometime toward the end of March. Don't ask me for dates, time math.
Look it up though, because Melissa is, you heard it here first, guys, running the Bane Roadshow. And rumor has it there will be some art previews. So you should probably try to go if you're near Memphis.
Yes, we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
And then I will be in Atlanta in April at Jordan Con with Marisa. It's gonna be our first time there, so we're really excited. Can't wait to check it out. And then Liberty Con and Dragon Con. I think that's it.
I'll be with those guys. Awesome. You heard it. So, and I'll be here. This one, I think you have caught us on Kacey's channel, Kacey's Writer Life. And you can also find me sometimes on my channel, but mostly I come hang out with her. So we do that. And yeah, come hang out with us. For our ladies, come hang out with us. Rumor has it we might be starting maybe a Facebook group specifically for feral fantasy if you want to know more.
Yeah.
Your desire to know more intensifies. Let us know.
Yeah, leave a comment. Leave a comment and let us know if you're interested.
Yeah. Also, tell us your favorite freaking Romantasies because
recommendations.
Yeah. Whether it's Romantasy or a fantasy romance, either one.
Right?
Yeah.
Love it.
Absolutely. Tell us your favorites. Your favorites. We love it.
Who's your favorite ship in fantasy?
Oh, we could do a whole episode. Love those comments, you guys, and we will maybe build a whole episode around it and maybe invite some of you. Who knows? Okay. We love you. Goodbye.